finding the right drummer, I feel like is vital. Is a drummer I feel like that can play, like I feel like a drummer really does need to learn how to play with a click to an extent, but then drop it. And then learn how to play in the vibe with the moment with other musicians at the same time. And I feel like it's always a push and it's always a pull, but finding that place, I feel like is vital. I mean, just, you know, is trying to find the right drummer to do, I know just like a videos for us, you know, it's hard to do too, because sometimes drummers like to push and they like to lag. And if you're playing by yourself, it's not really hard to tell, but when you go start playing with somebody else, it can make you feel like you're holding, but getting almost kind of hold back in a sense. I love the way J.J. Mayer just did a video on YouTube and was talking about, like, he recommends playing together as a group, playing together more so than just practicing. Like, play with somebody, get into a groove and get good with somebody. I feel like I found with musicians that get together on a regular basis, because it's an accountability thing too. It's almost kind of like, it could be your church. I mean, getting together, a lot of times that's that time that where you can kind of express, the one time that you can kind of let things down and take the turtle shell off a little bit. But finding the right drummer has always been very difficult for me. So here's a quick 7-day practice plan to help you tighten up on your drumming. Day one is going to be working on timing. Practice with a metronome for about 30 minutes. Start with a slow tempo, about 60 BPMs, and then increase 10 BPMs by every 10 minutes. Focus on the 4/4 straight rock grooves. Day two, I want you to work on the dynamics and practice on the dynamics, your control. For about 30 minutes, play soft ghost notes for about 10 minutes. Play loud for 10 minutes and repeat, alternating the dynamics that you're playing. And while you're playing like a 4/4 straight rock groove. Day three, we're gonna work on shuffles. You know, learn to shuffle, swing, to groove for about 30 minutes. Practice with practice with the metronome, and focus on that. Focus on your swing and your feel, and practice your dynamics with it as well. And then put your own swing to it. Day four is Thursday. We're gonna practice on halftime shuffles. You're gonna learn halftime rock grooves for about 30 minutes. Practice with the metronome. Focus on heavy one beat combined with the shuffle and a swing and like a 4/4 groove. Day five, practice your double bass and like a hip hop groove, almost kind of being like, you know, practice that starting off slow for about 30 minutes. Practice with this one on a metronome and start that off slow is the key when you're working on practicing your double bass. Day six, we're gonna practice on specific song practice. Practice with your band songs for a metronome, with a metronome, without one, but mainly learn how to practicing with individuals and learn dynamic control and focus on your tightness and on your accuracy. And then the last day, we're gonna jam. We're gonna record yourself. You're gonna listen to yourself back and practice recording and practice record and listen to yourself back. Have somebody else listen to it. Forward it to somebody. So what do you think? You know, because most people are gonna tell you sound pretty good when there's probably spots that are very hard, very subtle to hear, but you can hear them if you really pay attention to it, especially like when in drumming. Because just me listening to my jam session that we did the other week, I can tell where parts where I actually pulled the drummer and where at times where, you know, there's other players play this and they can pull each other out, and that's why you want a drummer that's real solid. I feel like having a solid drummer is so important when you're trying to start a band, when you want to get something kind of rocking, because the last thing you want is to try to like, come on, you know, with your drummer, speed up, or slow down. But a lot of times it's hard for drummers to play soft. It is. It's hard for them to play at a slower. They want to kind of speed up and speed you up real fast. You're singing real fast. But then when they're trying to be slow, that's why I feel like it's so important to focus on consciousness and awareness, because it keeps you in the now. Have a reputation like, you're like, I don't want to play with that guy. I don't want to play. This guy speeds up. He's not solid. So those solid drummers, not the flashy ones. Let's do it. The solid ones that just keeps the tempo. That's the ones that it can almost kind of lay back and feel knows when to not play. And playing acoustically is some of the most difficult things, because you're not just playing electronic, you're having to play soft and play hard, and then it affects how that's why sometimes drummers have to be playing hard is their normal set, and then it blows everybody backwards. But being the set of volume according to the situation, I feel like, is in trying not to push, and then at the same time not to pull, but staying in that balance and coming in and just trying to find your spot, you know. And like I said, at the end of the day, it's just having fun and loving life and play music, man, and be one with that.